I was reading a post from an international speaker writer that I follow on trust, saying that trust is in fact built when we are asking and not when we are giving. And so that's interesting. And I think I agree, but let's say one or two things more. The bottom line is that trust is established in the reciprocation, the attentiveness, the validation of our feelings, of what it is that we're doing, what it is that we are saying, of our needs. And this very strongly comes across in romantic relationships. That is what keeps relationships going. And the question now is, if we are only ever asking, then what does that say? So it could also mean then that we are self-absorbed. It could mean that we are maybe just not focused. It could mean there are particular reasons in our lives, and I'm going to say more about that, for why we are not asking. But it could also therefore mean that it's a relationship dynamic of abuse, and it's one-sided, not? So if we are then giving all the time, what are some of the reasons? So it's not just about trust in terms of asking, are we asking or not, but why are we giving? So we could be giving because we are afraid of the vulnerability that comes with asking. And that could be as a result of many things in our lives, the wounds that life give us at different times in our lives. It could be that we fear looking weak or feeling weak. It could also mean that we have not learned how to communicate our boundaries or our needs or our values, our need for closeness, our need for connection, and so we rather than do not do it. It could also mean that we are shying away from doing that because we've learned that when we are asking, nothing happens. So that is part of the dynamic then here. But ultimately, this trust is the thing that we embed into a story of our relationship. So it's entirely natural for trust to sometimes be challenged in relationships as we go through different phases, different things that we encounter. But the story that we ultimately tell about trust is what is going to carry us through. However, these things are the bare necessities, I would say, in the story of trust and how we end up telling that story of trust. So trust can be broken, trust can be ruptured, but if we pay attention, attentiveness, if we reciprocate, if we validate, then we will be able to tell that kind of story into the future that sustains our relationship.